Okay, how is everybody doing out there? I am back on the Forex stuff. So right now I just did my little analysis. This right here is the weekly resistance. This is the 4-hour resistance. Let's bring it back to the weekly chart. These are just little notes. Weekly 4-hour resistance. Okay. So right now the market has not started yet. This is about to start in about 2 hours. Gonna get some analysis done by then. And right now it's in a channel, as we can see, on a downtrend. And when you take a look around this area where this last weekly resistance had just closed, it's right here at the 1.14161 zone area. But let's take a deeper look into that, because right now it does look like it has just completely resisted perfectly off of the trend line. And right here you can see that there has been some resistance as well at the 1.12150 line. Time zone, price action area, or however you would want to call it. And we can definitely see this is an area of some good support for right here as well. Now, in this area, it looks like it has just perfectly done a nice little fake out in that area. And then it just closed above this trend line. So what does this mean? Well, we don't know exactly what it will be doing, but we definitely know how to track that. So when you take a look at this area on the weekly, this is definitely slightly bigger than the last two. Can't really say that for this third one right here, but it does seem like it's about to go into an uptrend for a little bit. So get my arrows out. So right now it looks like it's about to go off of this area and then test this. And if it tests this, well, not for the 4-hour. Let's go back to the weekly. It will then test the weekly area. And then it'll go back down to the weekly resistance or support to then go back down here and possibly break through that trend line. Or if it actually breaks through this, if it breaks through these two, the weekly resistance and the weekly trend as well, then sky's the limit. But it has to, for this to actually be a trade, this is what you're going to look for. First things first, what I want to look for is for it to go and test this area and consolidate a little bit. And when it consolidates around in this area, look to see if it's going to be closing above or underneath this area, because whatever consolidates in this area, it has to be above this line. And I'm going to put a note right here. whatever consolidates into 1.15436 area to close above or below Okay, so we got our little note right here. Whatever consolidates in the 1.1436 area needs to close above or below that support resistance area. So basically, whatever consolidates underneath this area of the weekly resistance. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get this out of here. I'm not really going to focus on the lesser time frames. I'm mainly going to focus on the bigger time frames. So in conclusion, we're going to be patient. We're going to wait for this to consolidate or test this area right here. And then when that happens, if it closes above, if it consolidates above this area right here, then we're looking for this as the take profit. And I'm going to put something around in that area. I'm going to eclipse this. That's the take profit right there. If it basically, if it consolidates underneath this area, then we're looking for this area for the next take profit. Okay. But what about stop losses? One sec, I'm just going to put a note right here. Take profit. Okay, take profit, take profits. Okay, now what about the stop losses? Okay. So I'm going to be strictly trying to be going through for this strategy right here for my entries. But for, let's say that it does consolidate underneath this, but then it decides to go up. Well, this is going to be vice versa. If this is going to be my my take profit, I'm also going to make this my stop loss. Oh no, wait, I have a better idea. First things first, I'd rather put some lines instead of that. That's honestly the way I like it the best. I'm gonna take this out. I don't know why I'm doing that. No more of that. No more of that. Take profits. And then another take profit. I like to put my take profits a little bit above or a little bit underneath, just so that way I could just make sure that it's going to be going through. If it just decides to do that thing where it's really annoying, where it just gets super close to it and then just decides to go in the opposite direction, that's such a teaser. I'm not into that. Okay, so now for the stop losses. So for this, if I were to okay, so yes, going back to my previous example, if I see that this has been consolidating underneath this area, I'm definitely going to choose for it to go in this direction. But if it actually chooses to go into this direction, I'm going to make, let's say, a little bit above this area be my stop loss. And I'm going to make that a red for the stop loss. And if I were to see that it is consolidating underneath this area, I mean, if it consolidates above this area and I decide to put that as a buy to go up, I'm going to put this right here as my stop loss. I definitely do not want it to go, oh no, wait. Let's bring it all the way back to down here. Okay. So let's see how much I'm risking. So from this area, I'll be risking 100 pips. So I can try to get 160. And I'll be risking 89 pips to get 69. So let's just hope that it comes out as a sell, because I'm really hoping I could get that sell. Okay, and now when I take a look at this, I actually do see another area where it could actually resist on the weekly area. So yes, but now when I'm taking a look at this, it's another strategy I just came up with on the fly. And I'm going to change the colors of the arrows just so I can differentiate it right. I'm going to make this one be, I'll just make that a sky blue or baby blue. So this is the same thing, vice versa. Instead of it being in this area, bring it to this area. Let's say that it were to test off of this area underneath this. Same thing. Same take profit. If it actually breaks above this area and then go down, I'm actually going to have this be my take profit. Okay. So yeah, that's just my little analysis for the Euro USD chart.